how you going? Today we have what I can only describe as spontaneous gold. I'm the Commando in your corner, Tim Thomas, and I've just done a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class down in the Gabba here in Brisbane with advanced martial arts. Now at the end I did a little record to camera with the group, but then I must have hit stop twice because it started recording. And so this what we're doing right now is a spontaneous, unplanned, accidental podcast. But here's the thing, we covered some absolute gold subjects. So you're going to hear, positive interactions between people, but then you're going to have conversations from everything from veteran recovery, mental health, how to maintain fitness and wellness, and how to maintain focus, to how my YouTube channel is going. So this is literally getting some absolute gold from being a fly on the wall. There's no sponsors. There was no knowledge that this was even happening. This is just a regular conversation where some absolute gold was covered. I thought it valuable enough to include it in this episode. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit notification. That certainly helps the Commando in your corner channel, and we can chat more in the comments. I'm not going to be having any vision. Treat it like a podcast. It'll just be audio. You can listen to it in your car. You can listen to it with your headphones on out walking. Enjoy the podcast. Morning, everybody. Just down at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Advanced Martial Arts. Maddie, I know you like your sleep-ins, but we miss you anyway. Hey, I'm the Commander in your corner, Tim Thomas, and I believe that good people are everywhere, and a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. What a great way to start the day with a bit of a roll with my buddies here at Advanced Martial Arts. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing.
Thanks, Tim. Hey.
A YouTube channel, aimed at helping veterans coming back from war adjusting to normal life. So it's really cool.
And I used to do specifically veterans, but these days the lessons I've learnt there, we're all human, so there's a universal thread that runs through us all. So the good thing about working with veterans is that they're in an extreme state of fatigue. So if you can find something that works for them, it's quite universal for others as well. So it's certainly not just for veterans. So I'll put a little link. I'll add that to the thing, and if you guys could, subscribe, share it, that sort of gets me up and going where I want to go to. So thanks very much.
Lucky to have you.
No, it's just good to be here. I'm so glad we can come to this place.
Like I said, I've got tips you gave me years ago that I still use today.
Oh, dude, those radial can openers are gold.
I remember those. I used the knee ride with Paul Bronson today. The spinning knee ride.
It's still called advanced martial arts?
Yes. Yes. I believe somebody's left their mouth guard on the mat. Might want to give it an extra good watch now.
Yeah, you're going to have staph through your mouth.
So good nightmares are made.
That is what the day you go now.
How's the channel been going, Tim?
Oh, what I've learned is it's almost not the content, it's how you hack the algorithm. And YouTube doesn't take you seriously until you've got 6 months of consistent weekly posting. So all the subscribers I've got to this point have been basically, hey, how you doing? Can you please subscribe?
Yeah.
But I've kind of pointed it. I don't want viewers, I want visionaries. And if the internet proves anything, is the eyeball is not like the stomach. Your eyes are never full, they're never satisfied. So if you can give content to people that unlocks their vision of where they want to go, then they're more powerful than a billion viewers. Because all a viewer can do is stare at stuff, but a visionary has an idea of, okay, I'm going to do this with my body.
Thank you very much, Matt. See you, Matt.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for
I'll get you for my guard yet. One day. See you, mate. Yeah, I think there's so much nonsense on YouTube. And that a lot of the nonsense works, as far as a business point of view, works better than the good stuff sometimes. So.
It gets the viewers, it gets the sponsors.
See you later, guys. Have a good day.
See you, man.
And at the end of the day, there's a certain value in entertainment, but if that's all there is, you know, I just want some quality options there when people start looking for it, you know.
Yeah. Well, like I watch a decent amount of YouTube myself. Like I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube instead. But I normally watch educational stuff.
Coming, Matt.
It's just, getting the right audience, I guess.
No, thank you so much.
And they're out there. They're out there.
Yeah.
And one visionary is more powerful than one viewer.
Yeah.
The viewers just stare at shit.
Yeah.
But I certainly need people there, as in, if I'm going to be a content creator and make a living out of it, I certainly need, you know, the numbers there as well.
Yeah. I think the guys who do make a living out of it, like it is a full-time job. Yeah. So, yeah. I sort of thought about it a while ago.
Thanks,
I was looking at forms of residual income. I just see it once, and I did a little bit of research into how to do it, and I just sort of figured it's not really my personality. I've been a heck of a lot of work, and I sort of.
It is a lot of work. You
Yeah.
do one thing wrong, you fuck the whole thing. Because you're
Yeah.
a solopreneur, everything's on you.
Yeah.
You've got to learn all these different art forms, and that's why it can become this full-time thing. You know, ideally, the first 2 years you just sort of slog your guts out, and then numbers start happening, and then you start getting a crew that takes care of all those other things while you sort of do the other stuff.
Yeah, and I think again, like the really big channels, they're not just a one-man band. They're, you know, there's a team behind it.
Oh yeah, it's a form of production, just like any broadcast company.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is, you know, the spoken word is so powerful, and I believe that, and I kind of think that it's like, a bit like a good song. A good song's always a good song in the 60s or the 90s, whenever.
Yeah.
Trends come and go, right? So I sort of think YouTube is going to be the digital fossil of the future generations. So, you know, if you can put some really good quality, interesting, you know, universal truths that are interesting and entertaining, you know, not just this is the way it is, but you know, fun, then people in the future are going to go, oh, that's something that we can draw from. You can still contribute to the next time.
And exactly, and like the stuff that you do, like I said, it's not a trend, so, you know, 10 years down the track, 20 years down the track, it should still be applicable.
Yeah, that's what I hope, yeah. But no, thanks again for a great morning, mate.
Yeah, really great to have you here. It's awesome to have someone here who's got heaps of experience. So.
And you know, that said, your brain's like a muscle. The more, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you know, I've got to start coming down here regularly to start waking up that part of me that you know. So I don't just go to those one or two moves that I do. I can start sort of opening up the game.
Yeah. I'm trying to, because I find an hour is like such a short amount of time, and like to really get into a technique properly, it takes an hour. So like I'm trying to and maybe one lesson I'll do more technique, you know, 2 or 3 rolls at the end, and then another lesson we'll just run it over it real quick, and then try and get half an hour roll.
Oh, and you know, it's funny, you know, like I remember with my private classes, or my boot camp classes. See you,
CJ.
Yeah, no worries. And oh, by the way, sorry, just a quick tip on milk. There's a new one out. Look, I'll take a photograph and I'll send it to you, because there's a new milk out. It's like Golden Circle Premium, and it's the highest protein, highest fat count, and it makes brilliant kefir.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sure.
once I get that photograph of it, I'll send it to you. And, yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
I really appreciate
No, too easy. One thing I did with my boot camps is I used to run 6:30 to 7:30, and some guys wanted some extra work, so I said, I'll come in 10 minutes early, we'll do some extra work, and it was 15, it was half an hour, then I had a whole class of just, you know, smashing before then the actual class.
Yeah.
You know, so if you said, look, come in 50 minutes early and we'll roll, or half an hour early and we'll roll, or, you know, or start the class early and then have that half an hour afterwards. I mean, I know and this is your time and all that, and it can be hard, especially this time of year, getting up early, but if that little extra 15 minutes can make a big difference.
That's a really good idea, actually.
You know?
I might put that out there. Yeah. Because I normally do some weightlifting either before or after class.
God.
But yeah, if we do 15 minutes of rolling as well,
You can get so much done. If you've got
Yeah.
saying, right, here's the deal, here's what we're doing, 3 rounds, 15 minutes, quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then power. You've got that hour of, open minds and...
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I think I'll put that out there. See if anybody's
Yeah,
interested.
because if you can get half the class in that 15 whatever minutes early, obviously starting on time or start the class early and in the last 15 minutes we're just rolling, to me I always tend to lead with rolling because that sort of pushes especially this time of day when your brain's sort of been idling, you've got to push the sugars out of your muscles across your blood-brain barrier for you to actually absorb it. Otherwise it can be quite hard to start with. At the end of the day, it's a little different, but at the beginning of the day, I know you have to really activate your physical body across the blood-brain barrier with all those sugars and oxygen to really get the most out of that hour.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of benefits you probably know more about than I do. There's so much benefit from starting early, like exercising early, instead of in the evening, or as well as in the evening.
Well, they show that that average improvement, and I think this is an underestimation, people improve 25% productivity with half an hour of cardio in the morning.
Yeah.
And that 25% is a fair chunk of change. So if you're working a 10-hour day, you can get everything done in 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that half an hour in the morning certainly pays for itself, plus all the other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, when you get to work, it's not like you're just starting up, but when you're at work, at work and you're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And also if weight loss, for instance, was your goal, there's so much more benefit, in my opinion, doing it early in the morning, particularly before you eat
increase
breakfast.
metabolic rate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, particularly before you eat breakfast. So much benefit to it.
And especially what we're doing with here, because because I did 2 workouts, one inside, one outside, same exercises, same calorie burn, but the people that outside, they couldn't figure out, they still haven't figured out why they had more of a higher metabolic rate for the rest of the day. And I think that's quite obvious to me because outside you're dealing with variances. Variances on the ground, variances of distance you look at, and here we're dealing with a lot of variances. We don't know what the other person's doing, we have to adjust, we have to think, you know what I mean? And the brain, as much as we tend to go to our comfort zone, we love variance, and that sort of sparks our life force. And life force being, I've got more energy for the rest of the day, you know what I mean? I'm burning more energy, if you're going to go there, you're burning more fat for the rest of the day, because people at rest, if you're asked whether you burn fat or sugar at rest, people say sugar. No, it's you actually burn fat.
Yeah.
Because fat's a low quality fuel. Doing a low quality exercise burns fat. So if you can do an exercise that ups your metabolic rate, you're tapping into your long-term storage for the rest of the day.
And that's what training before eating breakfast does. Is when you're sleeping, you're tapping into you've got low insulin levels and you're tapping into the fat. And when you exercise for eating, because eating will give you insulin and mean you're drawing the sugar out of your bloodstream. Whereas exercise before eating is still taking out fat rather than sugar in the bloodstream. And so if weight loss is a goal, to me that just says you'll get so much more out of doing it before breakfast than at 6 o'clock in the evening, for instance. So since I've done a little bit more, I'm not an expert on the subject, but since I've done a little bit more research into weight loss and that kind of thing, and implemented that in my training, it has made a big difference.
Oh yeah, and you're the expert on you. You know, all the swage of information out there can give you a few options, but you're the one deciding what makes you feel strong.
Yeah.
And that can be quite a variance on what other people are telling you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we do need to listen to others, but we do need to have a time of, fuck you, I'm living this life, and I know it.
Yeah. And the other thing we've been doing a bit of weightlifting is increasing your muscle mass gives you more muscle to store the sugars, basically.
Bloody oath.
So that's been another thing that's really helped me a lot. So personally, I think so much benefit to, like, you don't have to be the strongest guy out there, but there's so much benefit to a little bit of strength
You can
training.
be in the, what you can be is in the most energized state you can be in.
Yeah.
You know, and health and vitality is relative to the energy the body holds. So you have those big sumo wrestlers, they're huge, but they're pushing cars around, they're training all the time.
Yeah.
They've got a energized muscle mass, and that
Yeah.
works for them. Granted, if they stopped, things might compact a little quicker, but they're in an energized state and they're healthy like that. Their heart works fine, everything like that, right? And conversely, you can have a skinny person with no energy that's really unhealthy. So to me, it's all about energy.
Yeah.
And being in the best energized state you can be then allows you to be the person you want to be.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that's what gives us joy, not what other people tell us.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Yeah. Yeah, as you know, my partner's she's losing a bit of weight and trying to get into the army at the moment. I just keep telling her, like, she was, after having our kids, she was a little bit overweight.
As it happens, yeah.
As it happens, yeah. And as her partner, you encourage her to lose weight and get healthy and all that, but it's up to her, and you can't push too hard, otherwise she won't lose weight, she'll just hate you for it.
It's very hard being a partner.
It is.
You're
Yeah.
sort of in this air-grabbing limbo. You're asked to do stuff, but you can't really do stuff, but it's them that's doing it.
Yeah, and now since she's had a goal of getting in the army, she's been a lot more serious about losing the weight, and
There
she's
you go.
become a lot happier because of it. And I've just sort of said, this is what I've been trying to tell you. You know, you can't be happy until you're healthy.
Yeah.
And you don't realise that until you're healthy.
And you know what? You need a focus point.
Yeah.
If we don't, with us as humans, if we don't have a focus point, we generally spiral downwards.
Yeah.
You know, and we're either going up or down. So it sounds like your missus has that focus point where she's going, right, that's where I want to get to. And she's circling up. And with any goal, I love it how you can break it down, you know, and then make those small achievements very rewarding. You know,
Yeah.
action, reward, repeat, action, reward, repeat.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's what
absolutely,
she's doing. This, you know, and if she can then hang out with friends that have similar headspaces, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's doing a bit of CrossFit at the moment.
Oh, awesome.
Going to a CrossFit gym and exactly having people who are fitter than she is, instead of exercising with people who are less fit than she is.
Yep.
It's making a big difference.
Oh, that's gold. That is so good. That is so good.
Yeah, and I was waiting for I was encouraging and waiting for about 2 years, and then she finally said, right, I want to do this, and she's going for it, and it's awesome.
No, awesome. Cool, dude. So you're about to throw around some weights now?
I am, yes.
No worries, dude.
Thanks for coming, man.
No, thanks for having this class available so I can rock down whenever my lazy ass allows me.
Yeah, sometimes, like, today was decent numbers, for the last 2-3 weeks, I think decent numbers.
Okay.
But yeah, it's awesome when you also get
The winter diet. Well, chemically, we are wired differently in wintertime. That's a fact, and it just means exercise becomes 3 times more important. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you're going to get lost with the other sheeple.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, dude, kick your ass out of it.
All right, thanks. And,
See ya. I sincerely hope you enjoyed that spontaneous podcast. I really feel there's so much to be gained by listening to people talking with absolutely no effort to do anything other than have a conversation. So like I said in the intro, be sure to like, subscribe, support the channel, and we'll chat more in the comments. Have a cracking great day.